Hello and welcome. Here we are yet again, another Location Rebel case study, which is always one of my favorite things to do every year. When I get to talk to people that have been going through the course in the community and you see them in the forums and you talk to them in the forums, but to actually get to have a conversation like this where you get to hear their story and talk about what it's actually looked like is always a pretty fun thing for me. And today we have Josh Slone, who has been a member of Location Rebel for a little over a year now and has made some pretty dramatic changes I'm really excited to tell you about. So before we go any further, Josh, thank you so much for hanging out and talking to us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
I was just telling him I'm really jealous. He's got a much cooler podcast setup than I do, so mine's a little hacked together, so I'm a little jealous of him right now. But anyway, let's talk about where you were before you joined Location Rebel. What was your life like a couple of years ago? What were you doing, and what kind of made you decide to jump into this world?
Yeah, I was working at a big box retailer. I was an operations manager, working minimum 60 hours a week. Um, Made decent money, but I was just unhappy every day. You deal with, not only the customer base that comes into that place looking for the lowest prices, but also the people that work there. About 500 direct reports.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
intense.
so it was pretty stressful. So I actually started a business that didn't go as well as I had planned. So I started searching around online, building niche sites. Um, that didn't go as well as planned. But I found Location Rebel, and after a little bit of sitting on the fence, I guess you'd say, I dove in, and it was a great experience, and I'm still enjoying it today.
Interesting. So this kind of goes back to, I mean, this is what I talk about a lot, where it's kind of the three-step process. So you build
Right.
the skills, you freelance, and then you kind of apply it to your own projects because everybody wants to start the niche site. And we were just talking about this a little bit. We've both had niche sites that,
Right.
have had a little bit of success, but have also crashed and burned and,
Right.
weren't long-term businesses. So once you made the transition, you joined Location Rebel and you started doing freelance writing. You kind of jumped into that world. And how was that transition for you? Did you find it harder than expected? Was it easier than expected? Like, how did that go?
The actual work part wasn't hard. There was, some mental blocks, as far as, starting a new business, um, in an area where I didn't know if I could do it correctly. Like writing about things and so many different topics, you wonder, like, do I really have any business writing about that? But really, the community was very helpful, as far as coming up with not just the plan of how to get clients and how to do the work, but also even how to write your articles, posting it up on the forum to say, hey, how does this sound to you? And getting really not just fluff, like that's awesome, way to go, but actually constructive feedback, even to the point of bullet pointed lists, of what you should change, to kind of help you get started.
Very cool. So, do you think, like, in those early days, would you say that Location Rebel was definitely one of the big reasons you were successful early on? Did it have a pretty significant impact on what you were doing?
As far as my SEO writing business, it's been one of the only reasons my business has been successful. I paid for the course on jobs that I got uh, from other rebels, basically people who were uh, subcontracting out, excuse me, their SEO writing work.
That's awesome. So let's talk about that for a second. So one of the coolest aspects I think of the community and the forums, and this I don't really talk about this much in the marketing or whatever, but you get people that have been in there for a while and they've got their writing businesses or different types of freelance businesses, and pretty quickly they get to the point where once they've got some work they start hiring other rebels to do it. So it's kind of this added benefit of you join, you show that you're serious about it, and work just kind of falls in your lap a lot of the time. And you were saying that you've now moved to the point where you had other rebels that hired you at first, but now you're going through and even hiring some people out. Is that right?
Yeah, I had some great opportunities to work with, some of I consider them almost legends of the Location Rebel forums at first, and now this year I think I've paid out over a couple $1,000s to Location Rebels.
Oh, that's so cool. So real quick, let's talk about you and your wife. You were both working for this big box retailer a couple years ago. So in like I said, you joined October of last year. So it's been just over a year. What is your life like now compared to what was it like then?
Well, when we were both working, we had opposite schedules. At one point, I was actually working overnight, and she was working during the day. So her schedule was 8 to 8, a.m. to p.m. Mine was 8 to 8, p.m. to a.m.
Oh, that's
Uh,
horrible.
Yeah, so we only had like maybe 4 or 5 good days where I was kind of not a zombie and we could actually go out and do stuff. We were making all kinds of, money, I guess, from the, salaried standpoint.
And you had a
But
you have a kid as well, right?
uh she was still working full time and I was kind of taking care of him full time. But with just SEO freelancing, I mean, or SEO writing, excuse me, we've been able to supplement all the income that I had made from our first business, and then supplement her income. And now she's home with us. So all three of us kind of at home working and playing.
So is she working on the business with you as well?
Yeah, she helps me more than she'd probably like because we've been busy lately. But she's definitely spending way more time in his first to second year than she did his first year.
Totally. So just to kind of wrap all of this up. So there's probably people that are watching this. This is the first, case study that's going to go out in this email series. And there's going to be some people that have been on the fence about Location Rebel for a year or two. There's going to be other people that are maybe hearing, really hearing about it for the first time. For that person that's sitting there is like, is this right for me? Is this not right for me? What advice would you give to that person?
Well, you know, if you're on the, I was on the fence actually for a while because I had been researching, the best ways to make money online, and there's a lot of information. But the one thing that you'll find with Location Rebel that I haven't been able to find anywhere else is the sense of helpful community in the forums, and the skills that you get through the blueprints all work together. There might be a very niche down product that you could find on how to build, a certain type of business, but you're going to need SEO with SEO writing. You're going to need, uh,
To learn how to build a website with WordPress,
right,
or
right,
social media for business, or any
right.
of these kind of base level things. And no matter what you do
Mhm.
online, they're relevant skills to have.
Right. And no matter what business you choose to go forward with. And then you add that together with a community that's been there and then is also going through it with you. I mean, it's really just got everything that you need to be successful. And the confidence that it gives you is really probably the biggest benefit I've received.
Totally. And I think one of the things that I really like about it is the fact that, it's been around for 4.5 years now. So it's not one of these like random, it's like we only got 20 people in there. We have over like 1,500 members now. And you get everyone from, especially if you join, during some of these promotions, you join with a big group of people. So everyone's kind of working on the same thing. But then you have people like yourself that have been around the block for a year, 2 or 3, that have successful businesses that still come
Right.
back and help all the people that are just getting going. And I just don't see that very often anywhere. Just that sense of, this worked for me. Like my life is different now because of this community, and I want to help everybody else out in the process. Have you kind of felt that's been the case?
Oh yeah, I mean Liz, even before she worked with you, she's been the only one who's responded to every single thread that I've put in your forum. Every single one she's responded to, and she's been around since the beginning, I guess. So
Let's just take a second and all recognize how amazing Liz is, because
absolutely,
once you get into Location Rebel, you'll meet Liz, who's our community manager. And basically, she was in it for 2 years, ended up leaving her job. The day she left her job, I said, Liz, I want you to come work with me on this, because you know everybody in the community, you're a fixture there, you've got a lot of incredible skills. And she's been one of the big reasons that we're actually getting some of these big changes to happen here over the next month or two. So
awesome.
make put in a little plug for her. But anyway, just to end it, is there anything else you want to say about Location Rebel, or what you've been doing, or anything like that someone watching this should hear?
Once you're inside Location Rebel, you're going to get the confidence that you need. I mean, there's so many things, if you're up either late at night or early in the morning, just trying to find something to do to make money or to get out of where you currently are. Location Rebels, it's that little push that you need to actually get out and do it. It really helps you um, take action. There's a lot of information on. I mean, you could find any way to make money online, but the motivation that you get from Location Rebel it's really invaluable.
Totally. Well, thank you so much. It's 2 days before Christmas, and Josh was kind enough to hang out and talk to me, about the community and everything. So thank you so much for doing that.
Oh
I
man, I
really,
wouldn't
really
have.
appreciate it. And oh, excuse me. And is there any way people can get a hold of you online if they want to, if they have writing services they want, or if they just want to say hi? Is there an easy way for people to get a hold of you?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to my name, joshslone.com. I'm about to do a redesign. There's just a parked page there, like coming soon page, I guess. But joshslone.com, and you can just follow me on Twitter there
Yeah,
if
very
you want.
cool.
So
All right, well, have a happy holiday. Thank you so much for doing this, and we'll talk to you soon.
I wouldn't have missed it. Thank you.